Hello, Patricia.
Good afternoon, David.
It's a pleasure to be with you today.
Well, so nice to have you here.
I'm with Patricia Farris, a very, very special and most wonderful person that I had the pleasure and honor of meeting her a while ago when I moved to Ridgecrest to start a music program here in Southern California. And Patricia is going to tell us many stories about her life, experiences, her family, and we're going to try to capture her wisdom and thoughts as we talk about different things. So, Patricia, tell me a little bit about yourself, where you come from, your origins, and things like that as an introduction to our conversation today.
I was born in the heart of the Ozarks on a beautiful farm that my grandfather and grandmother homesteaded in the late 1800s. And they both came from Kentucky by covered wagon and partially by boat. And they were teenagers, actually, and they married very young, 16 and 18, I believe. And so I had my fondest memories are the memories that I spent with my grandmother on her farm, because to me it was like the Garden of Eden. My grandmother had a very high standard.
What was her name?
Her name was Dulcina Caudell, Caudill.
Dulcina
Caudell.
Caudell. But that's Scottish?
Actually, they're Scottish, English, Irish, and I think some Dutch.
Interesting.
She reminded me, her orderliness and her cleanliness reminded me of my favorite country to study in school was Holland, because they were so clean and neat, and every Saturday they cleaned up everything, and I really liked that.
So did you actually study in Holland?
No, when I was in grade school, my favorite country to study was Holland.
Uh-huh.
I loved tulips and the windmills and wooden shoes and the cleanliness. I was really impressed.
Could you
by
share with us when you were born?
When?
Yes.
I was born in 1930,
What month? What day?
April 4th, 1930.
So you just celebrated your birthday
Coming up soon,
April 4th?
April 29th.
29th. Yes, it's coming up soon. Just to remind our viewers, today is Monday, beautiful day here in the high desert, April 16, 2018.
Right.
And I'm so glad to be here with you today. And please continue your wonderful story about your family, your origins.
My grandmother and grandfather, although
On the maternal side.
on the maternal side, in the Ozarks during that time, there were people who were unlearned, and but they had a very high standard of life. My grandmother's mother grew up on a southern plantation, so my grandmother brought some of that aristocracy across with her. And when other people were using flour sacks to make their curtains, she had lace curtains. She just always presented a very a gracious hospitality
Southern
with
style.
a touch of style.
And I
Southern style.
can tell from the moment that I met you back in September of 2017, there was a major event. I was here only a couple of weeks, and I read in the newspapers that there was a major event called Flag Day. And I'm very patriotic.
The Parade of 1,000 Flags.
Exactly. Yes. And being an immigrant from Romania, America and the flag and patriotism holds a very special place. And I searched to see who's in charge. Next day, Saturday, I just got started with the children at the Ridgecrest Charter School. I said, wouldn't it be wonderful if we can take a couple of the kids and sing a song? And then I discovered who Pat Farris was. I didn't know if it's a gentleman or a lady. And then I met you, and the rest is, as they say, a wonderful story. You invited me with the children to join in the amazing, wonderful parade that you've been organizing for many years. But going back to your family, please.
We came during the Depression.
How many children were in your family?
I'm one of 7. But of course, 1930 was during the Depression, And not only did we experience the Depression in the Midwest, but we had a 7-year drought.
In the Ozarks.
Yeah, so that was, yeah, so if you've heard of the Dust Bowl.
I heard of that, yes.
Okay, but that was now we weren't in the Dust Bowl because we were in the hill country, not in the plains.
Is that in the Kentucky?
No, it's actually Oklahoma, Arkansas,
I see,
Missouri.
that part of the Ozarks.
So,
yes.
but and that's when the migration to California started. Was during the Depression, and my parents came out. They lost their farm home. They lost everything. Hung on as long as they could, and so finally the family moved to Lancaster, California.
Which is not too far. It's about 80-something miles south.
South of here.
South of here.
But I remember as a child going. We had first of all our well went dry, and then our cistern went dry. Then we would go. I would go further and further down to the stream to get a little Cairo syrup bucket full of water. Back in those days, Cairo syrup came in little gallons.
What's Cairo syrup?
Cairo syrup, Karo syrup.
Oh, syrup.
That was the syrup you used for everything.
Right, like Aunt Jemima today that we buy from the supermarket. I understand that.
And so we'd have to go further and further to a stream that had water in it. And I remember as a little girl even watching the cows get leaner and leaner.
Right.
It was very sad. It was a difficult time, but probably things happen for a reason, and California has been very good to us.
How old were you when you moved to California?
I was 5, almost 6, and my father got a job working for an irrigation. They used to, in the Antelope Valley, Lancaster area, they had a lot of irrigation alfalfa farms.
Could you tell us your parents' blessed name, their names?
Tharp, T-H-A-R-P.
That's the family name.
That's my father's, yes.
And their first name? Your
Cletus Tharp and Edith Tharp.
That's your dear mom.
That's my mom and dad.
Yeah. I see you recall exactly that you're not exactly 6 when you moved. You remember certain details cannot be erased by time.
So of course it was very different. We started using oleomargarine instead of butter, and it was white. They weren't allowed to. The law didn't allow them to color it in those days.
Because?
So I don't know why, but because it wasn't supposed to look like butter. Later they changed the law, but you had to get a little package of coloring to make it yellow. Those are fun things. But canned milk I saw for the first time. Now, when I was growing up, we got oranges only at Christmas time.
Right.
And we saved the peelings because they smelled so wonderful. Right. But then here every day we could just a block from the market, and there was every kind of produce that you could imagine, oranges and everything.
What advice or encouragement did your mom and dad give you and your brothers and sisters, as life was obviously not very easy in the 1930s? What do you recall?
What I recall is that my parents were people of strong faith.
Your faith?
My faith, Baptist, we were Baptist faith. But they were strong, and they always knew that God would provide it. We never missed a meal. Right. There was always something on the table.
Even if the cows were a little slimmer.
If the cows were slimmer, but they somehow always provided a meal. And I didn't know how poor we were because my parents didn't talk about that. They acted like we were okay, so I thought we were. And of course, there were a lot of people in the same boat that we were in, so it's not like we were unique.
Tell us about your school years. And
I went from the first grade my mother had talked them out of putting me in kindergarten when I came to California because I already knew how to read, so she insisted I go to first.
Homeschooled you?
As my brother's just 13 months older, and as he worked on his schoolwork, I did so I went from the first grade to the 7th grade in Lancaster, and then we moved here, and I went in the 7th grade here at Innickern School.
Can you share with us the names of your siblings?
My oldest brother's name is Patrick. He was born in a Catholic hospital in Pontiac, Michigan. So they decided that the nurses and the doctor decided he should be named Patrick. He was born March 17th.
1930.
And he was born in 28.
In 28. So he's a little older.
He's 13 months older than I am. So then Then I was born in 30, and then I have a brother named James, and a brother named Lyndall, a brother named Bobby, and two sisters, and a brother named Lyndall, and two sisters named Yvonne and Judy.
And they're all younger than you.
Except my brother,
Patrick, as you mentioned. Thank you for sharing. This is it sounds like a remarkable family, a remarkable childhood.
I had a very happy childhood. I just had a very happy childhood.
Would you agree that your childhood, and in general for everybody, it is the fountain from which we kind of nourish ourselves throughout our lives? Would you have some thoughts about that?
Well, I believe that, and I would have to say, faith and love are the basis of a good life.
Yeah.
And my father and mother gave me that gift.
Even if there's an austere situation and there are difficult moments and all that. But do you recall a particular phrase or thought that your mother and father left you with that you keep this day in your heart?
I don't remember a phrase. My father was a Bible scholar, and he quoted Bible passages to us. They were just strong people of faith that believed you walked by by God's word, and they taught me that, and it was a good foundation. I'll just have to say it was a good foundation, and serving God was about what our life should be about, and that's what I taught my children, and I have 4 children, and
Sure, their names,
I have Paul's the oldest,
yes.
and then Bill, and
I
then
had the pleasure of meeting.
and Patty, and Laura. I have
Yes.
4. But what I have now is 32 grandchildren and 60 great-grandchildren and 1 great-grandchild on the way.
And it's growing.
It's growing.
Yeah. And you know, I think there's a movie and a song that says, and it all started with a kiss.
It probably did.
It has to start with
I
that, right?
lost my husband in 2001, but he was a wonderful man. He was a minister. He was pastored churches.
What was his name?
His name was Frederick.
Frederick.
Frederick Farris.
Frederick.
Great vocalist. He imparted the gift of music to my children, and my children love music and all sing. And that's there is a phrase. The family that prays together stays together, but I also think that a family who sings together stays together.
Really
So our
stays together.
family sings
Well, I also share in your belief of being godly and working, to serve others and things like that. And music, I think, as a universal language, has the ability to connect people, and especially for young people, it makes them kinder and smarter in terms of understanding relationships and becoming creative. You know very well that math teaches you how to count, English teaches you how to read and all that. But music and the arts in general have a special quality that brings the inner self. It develops the soul and
You're so right. It speaks to the soul in a way that nothing else does.
Yes. Well, that's remarkable. Well, that's our introduction for the many stories that are going to follow with a wonderful human being, Patricia Farris. How do you spell Farris, please?
Farris.
Double R. Let's make a note of that. Good. Well, thank you for our first impromptu meeting. We did not prepare for this, but I'm delighted to speak with you. So we're going to take a short break, and we're going to continue with another story, with another theme. So thank you very much.
Thank you, David.
Patricia.
It was a pleasure.
Thank you.